Ahead of the full FX Scandinavia on May the 12th, we're talking to some of our key speakers. As teasers for the panel discussion we're going to have, I'm delighted to be joined by Stuart Brock, who is Head of Institutional Sales for oneZero Financial Systems. Stuart, thanks for your time today and, of course, next week. Next week, we're going to be talking in terms of next generation technology. What are we going to be doing in a year's time or so? I thought it'd be good if we could just spend a few minutes now talking about where we are now.
Right.
In terms of from your point of view, where you think the key innovations have been over the past year or two around trading technology.
Okay, well, for me, I think there's three areas I want just to focus on here. One is in liquidity management and liquidity curation. The other would be risk management. And then the final piece would be around automation and where we've started to move forward in those processes.
So in terms of liquidity.
Sorry, Karen. Okay, so on the liquidity front, it's really how we have now started to change the categorization within inside of liquidity management. Better understanding of the liquidity sources that you have that are coming in. So allowing clients to better categorize their flow and understanding does more liquidity mean a better outcome, or actually is a better outcome having a reduced number of liquidity providers in there to allow for better valuation for either the liquidity provider or for the broker or the bank themselves.
And then that feeds into the risk management side, because once you're getting those trades in, it now comes down to actually managing the flow, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. So this is really then the next part of the conversation. So when clients are then sending orders back in, is how you want to categorize and group those order flows together. What should be passed straight out, or what do you want to hold on to, and how do you want to categorize and group those trades together for best outcome for yourself, best outcome for your client as well. Also, bearing in mind you have the liquidity sources at the other side of that, so you may wish to protect from evolving client as they change their methodology of how they want to interact with your order flow as well.
Because I think there's one thing we know is that client behavior can change.
It certainly does. It certainly does. Not just the clients, but on the liquidity providers too. Yeah. So all of this is amending. All of it is evolving. So from a technology standpoint, we have to be able to, and this is where I lead into the automation piece, is understanding and being able to change settings and configuration based on how either a liquidity provider is now changing the way that they want to interact with you, or how the client who's trading against that liquidity, how that is being evolved. So you may end up with a client that comes on board and it's very benign flow, but over time, this evolves and becomes a little bit more aggressive. You may want to change the way that you now manage that client based on the new paradigm that they exist within. On the other side of that, with the liquidity provider may change the way that they interact with you as the technology partner or as the end client. And at the same point, you may wish to recategorize or which liquidity pool you want to include this stream from that liquidity provider into. All of this should really be automated and allow that to be almost seamless and abstracted away from the client.
And I guess within that, then underpinning all of that has to be a flexibility and the ability to move quickly and change these parameters quickly.
Absolutely. So it's either notification and allowing the owner of the technology to be able to see what is happening within their platform, or have something that's predefined that says, when certain criteria are met, then make the change. And that automated process allows for that fluidity and allows that recategorization to happen in real time.
Yeah. Stuart, thanks very much for your time today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Stuart is appearing on Next Generation Technology, our roundtable thought leadership session to close out our conference. You can join us, come to the Full FX website, thefullfx.com, to register for our event at the Hotel at Six in Stockholm on May the 12th. Stuart, thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much, Colin.